but we'll see. God King obviously would love to have another solid performance here in this series.
Yeah, if there's a time to be overconfident, though, it's definitely coming out of your last the game that you just played yesterday with the triple rampage.
Yeah, that'll boost anyone's confidence.
Yeah. Poor B Cup, by the way.
Why is that?
Did you not hear what they were talking about on the panel?
No, wait, I missed it. What?
Oh, man's never gotten a rampage in his life.
What?
Yeah, we'll have to set him up for success.
He plays Ancient Apparition. He's there to build people up, not take the glory for himself.
We have to build
you know?
our fellow caster up probably after we're done today. We'll get that man a rampage.
Yeah, we'll queue up some bugs, make sure it happens. All right.
Okay, so mid-lane matchup, Storm Spirit does do reasonably well against the Ember Spirit. One of the few heroes that can actually break the Flame Guard with level 1, but Zone keeping his distance away from Somnus here so he's not able to break that level 1 Flame Guard.
It gets easier for the Ember, right, though? Once you get levels like 3 and 4, every time I've seen Ember usually starts winning this lane.
Not that much easier, though. I mean, if you go 1-1-1 build on the Storm Spirit, you do have that kill potential on the Ember Spirit. Not to mention the fact that Storm Spirit has a lot of base armor and decent agility growth rate, so you can't whittle him down as well with his Sleight of Fist as you can some other heroes. You're right.
I keep forgetting that hero just has like 5 base armor for some reason. That just makes total sense.
Always has.
Yeah. You'll probably go the Orb of Corrosion, Sleight of Fist build. This game, like, he'll probably just max that out. I'm curious if he wants to pick up the Yules. Like to deal with like potential early Orchid as well as the Spirit Breaker. It's you know, not a build we see all that often out of the Ember Spirit, but this is a game where the utility from it might be actually pretty good.
Yeah, Yules with the Spirit Breaker, Yules for getting it, even controlling up the Troll Warlord, because Yules Scepter is something that isn't affected by status resistance, so even if he ends up getting a Sandra Yasha or a Titan Sliver.
Ooh, Bane! First blood at the top lane. Chalice and Felix are actually doing a lot of damage here to M77, maybe had to tank one for the boss here.
I think it was only level 1 in the Medusa when he went down there on the Bane, so no points in that mana shield just yet. That means it can melt fairly quickly. She does have it now, though. She's hit level 2. But that's the issue. You go level 1 in order to secure yourself some CS and harass the enemies. You're very susceptible to just getting killed. This Medusa's got incredibly low base HP.
Rightfully so. That hero has way too much survivability otherwise.
Should be some punish at the start of the game.
All 3 lanes, though, going very much in favor of RNG at the moment. The Ember Spirit doing okay mid, but Storm's got a pretty sizable CS advantage.
Yeah, and that's to be expected. You've just got better tools for playing close to the lane, for securing yourself CS. Static Remnant is one of the best tools in the game, unless you're playing against something like an Invoker that we saw the other day. Just able to burn down his mana. He's going to do just fine. And he'll continue to do so. Zone, again, is struggling to stick any of this damage onto Somnus here, so I think Somnus is going to have a pretty good game. Ember Spirit might unfortunately be forced to retreat to the jungle. He doesn't have the Orb of Corrosion queued up next. He's got himself his magic stick. Probably get a wand here. That way he's able to stand his ground. The Storm Spirit overcommits and heal back up. He can find a kill onto him.
Stupendous!
Troll actually finished a Wraith Band. Is that I just never see this item anymore. Sometimes I forget it even in Dota, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you build it every so often against, like, a Slardar.
Yeah.
Somebody who has huge amounts of physical damage. And it, like, again, doesn't necessarily even need to be on ranged tiers where you build it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Shiny. Unless he gets bashed here. Oh, there we go. Nice curse. Very cool.
But they built it, like, against a lane that's mostly doing magical damage. The Dark Willow and the Death Prophet, that's strange.
It is very strange. Top lane, M77 falling low here. Does have that stick, though, so should be fine. Not too much aggression coming out, and we'll get salved up, rejoining the lane in just a moment. That's going to be the Urn pickup for the Dark Willow, and Urn is one of those items where if you manage to find an early kill, it kind of snowballs the lane pretty heavily. Like, a lot of heroes can't contest with this, like, 5-minute Urn coming out and getting those 2 charges.
My question is, it's too bold. I mean, you got the kill under RNG's belt right now. You're certain that you're going to be finding kills as you go for this early Urn. Otherwise, it feels like a bit of a wasted pickup.
It's not as, well, mid lane, Zone, taking a lot of damage, having committed the Sleight of Fist already, so unable to dodge some of this out. And out of bottle charges, does have his boots now, though.
Somnus is going to put the pressure on here.
Yeah, very smart.
all this base armor on the Storm Spirit. 7 right now at level 5, so Sleight of Fist just ain't sticking like it should be.
Ooh, nice forward on the wave, and it's going to give Zone a little bit of time as YP rotates mid. Somnus gets level 6 on the wave, so will dodge this out. Really well calculated, but Zone, does he have the catch? Does he have Searing Chains? Oh, he catches a Bramble! Zone should be able to find the kill.
Oh, no, we missed it.
A little bit confused on what just happened, but we saw the first blood there, I think.
That was the first blood happening, the hammer being brought down on the Storm Spirit. We saw the boxing gloves come out.
Wait.
Yeah, he got the last right click in, and then he was holding his Sleight of Fist, and that was what ended up finishing off the Storm Spirit there. It happened off screen.
Yeah, we're also, I mean, are you hearing the game right now? There we go. Okay.
Yeah, we got it now.
So they're also managed to find 2 kills top lane in the process as well. So the Medusa ends up getting dove there, it seemed, by Chalice. Didn't really catch that one. But yeah, first blood going to the Ember mid, that's huge. Big rotation in from the Dark Willow.
Yeah.
Shining, taking a lot of damage bottom. Bash. No way, he gets bashed again. All right.
No, he's going to be just fine. That's an issue with the Spirit Breaker. You know, he's such a tanky hero, so Shining's able to heal up quite a bit off of you as you try to go in on him. You can't burst him down with that initial charge, you're going to have a bad time. But yeah, that was huge. It was such a well-calculated play by Somnus, though. He clears up the creep wave, realizes he can be able to get level 6 from this one.
The fort, though.
Vulnerable during the stun. Yeah,
wow, M77 is just dead. Dove under the tower, falls to the urn. I mean, we were talking about urn in the other lane, but Pango picked one up himself. Orb of Corrosion plus the overcharge, like double. Both of these heroes are level 5. Like, they do a lot of damage.
Pango doesn't actually have the Diffusal Blade queued up. He's just going straight into the Spirit Vessel. I thought the Diffusal Blade might be a decent pickup when you're playing against the Ember and the Medusa, but it's pretty far out of your way and doesn't grant as much utility as other things. So he's trusting his team to be able to do enough damage to take this Medusa down as the game goes on. And I guess he does have to be a little bit more of a frontliner and an initiator if he's got a Storm Spirit in the mid lane.
Spirit Vessel is like honestly not like a bad item against the Medusa still though, until she has like Manta, right? Because it is going to burn through her mana pretty
reasonably quick. Yeah, it does percentage, like current HP percentage based damage. So if you're sitting at pretty high HP, it'll chunk you down. You'll lose a lot of mana pretty quickly.
Chalice with the Rolling Thunder, gonna find M77 here once again. There's a charge coming through. Chalice might find himself the 3rd kill onto this Medusa. They are hemorrhaging heavy in this top lane, and RNG off to a fantastic start now.
Yeah, and Fortify on cooldown means they're going to be able to take this top tier 1 fairly easily. I don't think they realize Bane's up here. He's hoping they'll realize he's up here.
Guys, let me live, please. Yeah, no, they don't know.
Tower has fallen.
4-0. Pango, all of the kills on the side of RNG at this point.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, trying to cut the wave here and get the creeps on top of the tower on the Ember Spirit. Using the illusions to do that. Does end up clearing it out, but Spirit Breaker now back in the mid lane and being able to soak up a little bit of XP. Needs to get that level 6, you know, with the, at that 10-minute mark, maybe alongside the Tome. Right now, him and Io kind of lacking on levels. Back up here in the top lane, Chalice playing very far forward. They want to be able to dive this Medusa, but they've got a Fortify available on the side of Phoenix. If they dive this tier 2 tower in the tower flack it, the entire diving team is just going to melt.
I mean, they're just so under-leveled out of this top lane. And Zone actually going to find God King here on the Troll Warlord. Does not have that battle trance, and easy kill for him. Nova gonna have to get out, I'm sure, is getting chased here by the Ember Spirit. YP, though, gonna meet Chalice in the river, try and get pushed up onto the high ground. Chalice, though, stuck in the corner. YP. Yeah, he get pushed up with the urn. No swap over, the shield crash in one. Will be able to finish the kill. Nicely done there by the Pangolier. But Zone did manage to get himself a double kill.
A nice play there by him, and yeah, there was a cheeky play there by the Dark Willow. She's hugging the wall. She's trying to get the Pango to force him up, and he did in the end, but with shield crash coming off a cooldown, he manages to finish him off before the urn can heal enough, and does go down. But now looking to make a play of their own, punish this Ember Spirit is after his double kill, smoked up.
They're looking at Death Prophet bottom, actually, I think. Yeah, they're pinging her out, and Death Prophet, I mean,
oh no,
having a decent start to the game, cannot afford to go down right now. And Shining, he's going to show for just a second, and that's all they need. The charge coming through. In comes the Storm Spirit as well. More than enough damage here at Death Prophet. Goodbye.
Yeah. The next try, you show yourself for half a second, it's all the Spirit Breaker needs, that and the Storm Spirit coming in on you.
WWE's not level 6 yet, so
unfortunate.
You don't have that Fiend's Grip.
How close is he?
It's not the 10-minute mark yet.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. I was thinking, like, once in a while you can make these plays happen, then you get XP at the 10-minute mark.
Chalice gets the swashbuckle out. Rolling Thunder coming through. Somnus goes in, finds the Bane. They'll take down there first. The question is, can they get more? There's a DD on zone, though. Got to be a little bit careful here. Chalice goes for the TP home after seeing it, so he's going to be just fine.
They might have been able to interrupt that with like a really well-timed Bramble. Rolling Thunder ended at the same time as TP went off. But yeah, they don't want to fight into the DD rune on the zone. I actually think that Arcane Rune is scarier in the early game on the Ember Spirit, just because you get all that bonus damage from Sleight of Fist, and if you're using it faster, ends up being a little bit more. Your early damage doesn't scale that well with the double damage compared to how much like the mana cost and cooldown reduction is on the Sleight of Fist.
Yeah.
But still kind of scary.
Well, Death Prophet did pick up the Hooded Defiance, which is pretty standard going in for the Yules. And like we were talking about, we're probably going to see multiple Yules built this game on the side of Phoenix. It is probably the best game for Yule Scepter we've seen so far. Like, there's a lot of utility you get out of it to countering out these heroes on RNG. So
let's make a list real quick for everybody.
Spirit Breaker.
Spirit Breaker stops his charge, dispels his empowering cage. Bulldoze.
Yes, Bulldoze.
The empowering case does not exist for some time.
Yes, that is. We're not in 2017 anymore, buddy. That's it. That's the whole list. Now we're just gonna. No, just kidding.
Troll Warlord goes to stashes and keeps it in the air for 2.5 seconds. Oh god, X Nova, long way from home, and he ends up going down.
I mean, that was a nice rotation from Phoenix into the mid lane. They see them show bottom, right, going for that kill, and so they just grab themselves a return kill mid onto the Spirit Breaker. Well played.
You went out of your way for the Orb of Corrosion on the Ember Spirit. It has netted you a couple of kills, and it's good that you found these early kills. The hero doesn't farm very fast until he gets his Maelstrom, and that's where we see a lot of Embers come apart, is if they have a pretty rough early game, they never really come back online. But he's on his way to his Maelstrom now. As long as he completes it in the next, 3-4 minutes here, I think he'll be fine.
Bane, bottom lane with Shining is going to find the IO. Obviously, they're looking for that Storm to get that Fiend's Grip target, but they'll settle for Felix. Not a bad find.
Dire's bottom tower is
still not what they wanted, and you get a lot of information out of that one. I think giving up the IO isn't so bad, but when they're up, 2k net worth here at 12 minutes of the game, you're happy to take what you can get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're actually not too far ahead in net worth. It's starting to even out a little bit, but the big problem is your Medusa hasn't really had the space to kind of catch up to this Troll Warlord. I mean, she is about 1,000 net worth behind. And I'm curious, Troll, if he's going to go like the Battle Fury, if we're going to see like the Maelstrom build. I think we saw Battle Fury before, didn't we? Isn't that
we saw the Battle Fury last time.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just so he could scale the late game as best as possible, but ends up getting absolutely... He got destroyed that game, didn't he?
Dire's middle
No, that he crushed the it was like a perfect Troll game, wasn't it? We've got Child's in mid lane with the Rolling Thunder going to come through. We find Shining, and he's got that Spirit Vessel as well. He needs help. Fiend's Grip right away, but going to be canceled by Somnus. So Bane might give up his own life here. Shining, though, with this Exorcism, healing off a pretty good amount of this damage, and Somnus going to be forced to leave. The question is, can they find any other kills here? A 1-for-1 trade. Because they defend the mid tower. Not a bad hold from Phoenix.
Yeah, considering they're behind like this, the fact they held here is a pretty big deal for them. It's unfortunate that you were forced to commit that Fiend's Grip onto Chalice, but it stopped the initiation in the cracks there. 77, he could be in trouble.
He is indeed. He's going to pop that Stone Gaze, but team relatively close by, so should be okay.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine on him. 77. Needs to heal back up. Hopefully someone provide him a little bit of mana at the moment. Does he have mana bits in the Bane?
Not sure. I don't think so. He's getting charged, though. Storm's going to find an Arcane Rune. Pretty big pickup there.
Yep. Hopefully he can set something up with this in a moment, but once it finishes Orchid first, as he's sitting less than 400 gold away from it. Got this one done. It becomes so much easier to jump the backlines. The Bane is going to be his primary target. This is one of the main reasons we see Storm Spirit picked up is to jump the backline, the Bane in particular. And even if you get a BKB, it doesn't deal with him. He's just able to Fiend Grip you as you try to zip into these team fights. So you always need to be going on him. So in on Somnus. Once he's got the Orc, he'll probably go BKB as a secondary item, so he doesn't have to deal with the Silence and the Death Prophet or any of this control on the Dark Willow and burst down the Spain. Yeah, well, I believe Pango will be able to deal with, well, Pango and the Spirit Bird will be able to deal with everyone else. And you are correct, it ended up being a Battle Fury build. He's got the BKB queued up next as well. So a lot of faith being put into Somnus being able to jump the back line, but Somnus has had an amazing tournament season so far.
Yeah, he's really been one of the all-stars so far in the CN DPC, almost every single game. But God King, yeah, going for the Battle Fury build, it's something that he definitely likes, and it worked out really well in the previous series, so not that surprised he goes back for it. M77 just trying to farm up on the Medusa, get towards that Manta style. She's definitely going to need it once this Orchid comes out.
I'm surprised that I didn't see her go for the Dragonlance this game. It's a bit bizarre. She get picked up on almost every single agility range carry.
I would say a lot of that's probably due to the four deaths in the late stage.
You feel like it's too far out of your way at that point? You can't really afford to go like the Bands of Elves can up into it?
Yeah, I think you just are too far away from getting it. LWW, he's going to find the Pangolier who's scouting him in the trees. In comes the Fiend's Grip, and this is a nice pick off his Chalice. Pretty valuable, 509 gold over to the Medusa. That puts you right in range of that Manta style now.
Yeah, he had to commit the Fiend's Grip there before he got the Rolling Thunder off. That was a very valuable find.
Yeah. He's in no man's land too. There's no way anyone from RNG is going to get there outside of a relocate.
Yeah, and you don't relocate to that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The Fiend's Grip, there was just no way the defense from that one would have came in a little bit too late. Then Io potentially goes down afterwards.
Yeah.
Still sitting on the Exorcism there on
top lane.
Sorry, on the Death Prophet.
All right, they're just going to defend the tower here. They're pinging it like they want to commit, but Shining does have that Exorcism. Still a little bit under-farmed here on the DP, though. It's pretty far away from this Yule's.
Yep. 17 minutes in, just a Hood Defiance, Double Null, and Voidstone is definitely behind where you want to be. So Yule Scepter is very important. And they now have one way to deal with the silence coming in from Somnus. The Manta style just was completed on the Medusa, but no Yules on the Ember Spirit or the DP yet means I think they're going to want to try to stall this out a little bit. But for Warlord's out farming you while you stall.
Yeah, I actually love the BKB pickup, or that Somnus is going for. It is such a value game to just have a BKB. The only real thing you have to worry about is Fiend's Grip, and you can still get reload out. So there's a lot of utility from the BKB this game. Once Storm has it, this game becomes a lot more free.
Yeah. The Embrace now found on the Medusa. Nice item.
Very
cool.
Good item, yeah.
If you were to see Ring of Ability, you could pass the Embrace over to like the Death Prophet or the Ember Spirit. What can we do?
Grove Bow?
That would have been nice to find on the Medusa.
That would have been.
That.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of items, or a lot of heroes that don't mind the Grove Bow.
Who would you like to see it on?
I mean, this game, at the moment, it's probably best on... honestly, this is actually... Yeah, I'd probably avoid it if you can find almost any other tier 2 item on these heroes.
I mean, it's not bad on Storm. It amplifies his damage quite a bit because, you know...
It's like a mini Veil.
Yeah, it's like a mini Veil. The extra spell amp really does add.
Oh, Fiend's Grip! They caught the Troll! Does he have the stick charges? Doesn't even matter. They just blow him up so fast. Beautiful rotation in the jungle there from Phoenix.
Yeah, double damage there on Zone. Definitely help with that one, but they commit absolutely everything onto him. He is worth a lot of money sitting at the top of the net worth, and with that, they're going to try to set up in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's so important of a pickoff, and I think they're going to be able to chip down this tower. Shining still a little bit of time on the Exorcism. Fortification finally going to get popped here.
It's all level 1 Exorcism.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder. They go in. The blink reveal there from Chalice. Going to do work. Charge on the backside. It will get interrupted thanks to the Bramble. Another strike catches the Bane. LWW first to fall. Shining healed up thanks to those spirits returning, but can he actually make it out of this fight? Not at all. Chalice grabs him with a beautiful swashbuckle, but Somnus looking to go in for more. Has this Arcane Rune baby rooted up in place. Can they break down the Storm Spirit? No, he gets a stick. He's back out. No problem at all. Child's reinitiation with this shield crash, and it's just another window for Somnus to look for more. In comes God King as well. It's a 5-man wipe. RNG clean up big.
God King getting his revenge as he comes back into the one, but absolutely huge Arcane Rune there on the Storm Spirit, putting in work. massive initiation there by them, and did an amazing job of controlling up that Death Prop there on the Storm Spirit. Held the Orchid until he came back down from the Yule so he could silence him, and he couldn't stand his ground and heal back up as it went on him. So Somnus with the patience there, knowing exactly what needs to happen in the team fight. And Dark Willow did an amazing job of stopping that Spirit Breaker initiation with a very well-played Brambles that came out super quickly, but it didn't end up being enough for this Arcane Rune Storm Spirit.
So Storm Spirit, after that fight, decides, yeah, forget BKB, maybe? I'm going to go Sanj and Kaya.
That's overconfidence if I've ever seen it. But maybe he feels like he wants to initiate onto different targets other than the Bane. I mean, that's part of the issue that I was talking about earlier. It needs to be Somnus that takes care of this. He's essentially saying, all right, I got a little bit of room for error in these fights. If I don't jump the Bane and he Fiends grips me, at least I'm going to come out of it slightly quicker.
Storm with another rune. This time Invis not as powerful, but X-Nova going to find a kill here onto the Bane. More going the way of Somnus.
Good growth bow on the Medusa.
Dark Willow makes it out just in time. Very close. Yeah, Grove Bow for Medusa. You're pretty happy about that one.
Now working on the Eye of Scotty. I mean, this is a big one against a number of these heroes. You can reduce the healing that Eye is providing. You can slow down the Troll Warlord in these team fights. You're doing great, but again, falling pretty far behind this Troll Warlord, and you're now sitting 2k net worth back on him.
I mean, RNG even Chalice, like, right? Like, you're falling very far behind Chalice as well. Like, he is this off-lane Pango who is super farmed, and Pangolier, when he finds this type of farm, is a very scary late-game hero.
Still looking rough for Phoenix right now. This is the result a lot of people probably expected, the RNG Phoenix matchup, but not out of it yet. They've still got all their tier 2 towers standing. If you draw this out to the ultra late game, I do think that you have the advantage. Troll Warlord, he can become pretty easy to kite as the game goes on, and Medusa, Death Prophet, Ember Spirit all become very scary.
I think Death Prophet specifically, right? Like, you'll have like Aeon Disc, BKB, like a refresher, and tons of armor. She just gets like to be this uncontrollable hero, but looking at her net worth right now, she's struggling so much.
Tower has fallen.
Goes with the Searing Chain duration on the Ember Spirit. I think realizes that they're going to be playing on the defensive here rather than going for that bonus damage on the Flame Guard. Realizes he isn't able to stand his ground against any of the heroes this game.
And Searing Chain's duration is just such a sick talent. It really is. Like, it's great against the Pangolier, who wants to be able to pop that Rolling Thunder. It's great at holding the Troll Warlord in place if he pops his ult. So there's a lot of utility. And Somnus isn't going for a BKB yet. Oh, M77 found mid. Does have a Manta style, but in some trouble. Needs help. His mana pool just gone as they control up the Bane on the backside with the Rolling Thunder as well. Shining outside the base, surrounded by the side of RNG. They take down 2 big kills behind this tier 2 tower.
WW hesitated for half a second there before dropping the Nightmare on the Medusa, and then as soon as using the cast animation for it, boom, Pangolier Blink Dagger on top of him, interrupts at the middle of it, and they lose that 2 heroes.
Yeah. And that's your only real save, right? To give Medusa that slight window for the Manta into that Stone Gaze, but I think even then it would have been very difficult as they were, she was out of all of her mana pretty much, so.
Yeah.
Very well played by RNG. A great find, and Somnus finds himself. I mean, I think Somnus has gotten the last 6 runes, to be honest.
They had one on the Ember Spirit recently. They got a double damage on him when they ganked mid, diving the tier 1 there. But other than that, Arcane runes, double damages. The Storm is pretty scary here. You don't want to dive just yet. Bane is sitting far back behind his teammates. Unless you got vision of him, the Storm Spirit could potentially still be punished. But if he's got the Aegis for another minute and 20 seconds, he might look to use this.
Thinking about going in, maybe? They're gonna not bother chasing the Storm there. Very scary. And there it is. Yeah, the Yules, like we were talking about on Zone. In general, like, it's just, 3 Yule Scepters on the side of Phoenix. It is the best Yule's game we have seen, so not all that surprising.
Yeah. And of course, Manta style on M77, so he's able to get out of some of these debuffs. And we'll deal with the mischance from the Troll Warlord, the Spirit Vessel coming out from the Pango. The disarm for the Pango as well, Manta style will dispel that one.
Yeah.
Heaven's Halberd won't.
Charge bottom, they're going to connect onto the Ember Spirit Smoke, giving him a bunch of extra move speed. Into the trees he goes, and he's caught for the moment. Does have a Yule, but never gets a chance to use it. Beautiful find there by X-Novas. They're also going to find the Bane. Somnus turning heroes into dust at this point.
Troll Warlord going for the Sanj and Yasha now. I mean, this is the Sanj is something like optimal that you build against the Bane. I figured he would do this, and that's what makes the Yule Scepter so useful. In fact, you can kite out his ultimate, kite out this Troll Warlord, and status distance doesn't affect it. But I'm not sure even with like the perfect itemization here, even with how useful the Yule Scepter is this game, it has become fairly one-sided. 18-9 right now, 14k net worth advantage here, 24 minutes, and just a couple minutes ago, they had all their tier 2 towers still standing. Now the entire map belongs to RNG. Yeah. They're looking to keep up this aggression. Just spot the smoke there on the Spear Breaker. They may wait for Roshan before they continue to push, but I feel like it's something they don't even need.
Got the BKB just picked up on the Storm Spirit as well, so that is just another tool in RNG's belt. And honestly, I don't know how you kill Somnus anymore. They jump in, they find Bane once again. The Terrorize comes through, does connect. They might get the Storm. He doesn't pop the BKB in time, and Nova ran down as well. Chalice in some trouble. This is 3 huge kills. They've controlled the Troll Warlord off onto the side. The Yule Scepter's doing work, but he's going to get relocated out. So
we need to talk about you caster cursing people, Ricky. This is a serious discussion that you have with you. The BKB not quite flown out to the Storm Spirit. It was on his carrier, and it was maybe half a second delivering it when he went down there.
I'm just gonna plead the fifth on this one. This one's not my fault. This is a massive XP swing there, as you can see, 7,000 for the side of Phoenix, and very much needed. Is
huge control there by Dark Willow, getting the brambles off, and then finally the silence coming in onto the Storm Spirit. That Sanj Kaya on the Storm didn't end up fighting with enough strategies to get out of that. So maybe he was regretting not picking up the BKB first there, but that swing very much what they need, not just to get it back into the game XP-wise, but more map control. Finally, they're able to move back into the triangle, move back into their jungle, and they can keep this up for another minute. They'll be able to grab tier 3 neutral items. I was concerned about them being boxed in their base, not having the tier 3s, and having to fight against the Aegis too.
Well, they don't stop. They find YP bottom, and goodbye squashed there by a roly-poly.
That's gotta hurt. I thought maybe he'd be fine, he'd just TP out, but Tango had that one under control. Asher now being worked on by Troll Warlord. God King, win experience here. Just needs another 400 gold.
God King? Alright, he's alright.
Yeah, they don't know where the rest of the team is. They have like a general idea, but I don't think LWW wanted to move forward and commit. Either that or they figured they wouldn't have enough damage to be able to finish him off. Able to switch in position. I mean, he's got the Sanj and Yasha and the BKB. If you're not able to finish him off with that single Fiend's Grip, then he turns around and kills the rest of your team.
Could get the D ward here in this triangle on the side of RNG. I mean, they know there's going to be a high ground ward up there, but they also have 2 very good wards placed themselves. One on the far side in the lane, and then one on the opposing high ground. So it's really difficult for Phoenix to approach this spot of the map.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too surprised if they built a gem on RNG just to be able to deward everything on the map as they control it.
Oh, they're looking for Bane bottom. He walks right inside of ward vision. Rolling Thunder does come through, but they don't actually have the detection quite yet. They could go for a Fiend.
No, Chalice!
Oh, yep, there it is. The Fiend Grip right onto Chalice. In comes the Storm Spirit trying to interrupt it. They do manage to find the kill, but the Terrorize on top of 2. Troll Warlord pops BKB, laying into Shiny, but he pops his own, trying to cut him out, but he gets bashed up by the Troll. Yule's going to buy him a little bit of space. Can they actually keep Shining alive? The Cleave will take down the Dark Willow, but you're way too far forward. God King goes down. Nova hits him with that Nether Strike, throwing Shining back, but Zone claims a second, able to disengage here on the Pangolier, but 2 for 2. They get the buyback on the Willow, but you lost God King.
Definitely a fight worth it for Phoenix, going a little bit too far forward and just trying to pop that ultimate so you can lay as much damage to this enemy team as you can, but not so easy to do that. Yule Scepter coming in clutch, forcing the Troll Warlord to change targets, and of course the Manta Style getting Medusa away from that Troll Warlord after getting netted. And a lot of damage in these fights. It was just Troll laying into them, and yeah, I did 6k hero damage, but against the Medusa, it didn't end up being near enough.
He cleaved off of Medusa to kill the Dark Willow behind him, which was kind of funny. It was a little bit unintentional. He was just trying to burn through the hero, but at that point, he was super far alone. Like, Chalice had almost nothing left. They had spent all their spells. I mean, unfortunate spot there for Chalice to get stuck playing ping pong in the corner, but Yeah, Fiend's pretty good against the Pango.
Pretty good against a lot of these heroes. Storm coming in to save him, well, attempting to come in to save him, but put himself out of position as well. So very awkward engagement there.
And that BKB on the Death Prophet here was really important. And that's going to be an Aghanim Scepter pickup for the Ember Spirit as well. So pretty dang strong. LWW here, hiding next to...
I'm concerned that the Aghanim Scepter doesn't change much. I mean, it's great for catching heroes out and forcing fights, but when they're stuck in their base like this, maybe it makes it easier for you to like move around the map and
cut waves or something.
Cut waves.
It's pretty good at dealing with the IO because he really wants to find it. They do know that this roach is happening. They saw the Storm zip right on in. They smoke right away, but this is falling fast. They got to get into the pit. The Ember Spirit throws the illusion or the remnant, but they don't make it in time. And yeah, they will grab themselves a second roach. Goes the way of God King. Now he can get away with a dive like that again.
Yep. And he finds himself with both a Paladin Sword and a Titan Sliver. What more could you ask for?
He'll just take the Titan Sliver, I'm sure, right? Paladin Sword to Felix.
Yeah, looks like it. Does, of course, amplify the healing that the IO provides. I think he teleported it back to base instead of handing it off to him, though.
Yeah, it happens, you know. He's got to do. He makes the supports do the heavy lifting.
I get so angry when that happens.
Oh, do you want this? Yeah, do it yourself. Yeah. Nah, M77 did find a Mindbreaker though, so for Medusa, a very solid item. Elven Tunic though. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You don't have MKB or anything like that on the Troll Warlord.
I think the Storm Spirit will probably upgrade to a Bloodthorn pretty quickly for M77. If he's like, you can see him building this Butterfly right now. He's got the Eagle Song, he's got the Evasion Talent, he's got the Elven Tunic now. That'll definitely allow him to stand his ground against the Troll Warlord, so you want to be able to prevent that.
Do you think after the Butterfly, this Medusa just goes for like a BKB though? Or is it just not worth it? Do you just like tank up like with Satanic or something?
Yeah. I mean, he's got the Chrysalis. Chrysalis is like one of the most efficient like damage per gold items in the game. Daedalus is like obviously very good, but with how cheap Chrysalis is to complete, it can really help your damage output.
Yeah.
So I think you go back and complete it after you get the Butterfly for the extra survivability. The Daedalus or the Silver Edge upgrade. Yeah. It'll probably be the Daedalus on a hero like Medusa, but you know, every so often right now we have seen people just build Silver Edge because it's good.
It was pretty good. It's a good item. But RNG seem to be a little bit less confident than they were a few minutes ago. It is now 22-14, a 15k gold lead. They do have this Aegis, so
for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Probably going to want to push this lane in a little bit more. And
not yet. They're waiting 100 gold.
Phoenix just smoke up themselves. They want to take the fight to RNG. You don't really have vision up on the high ground, though. That will help a little bit. And they will see God King on the Troll. That is a fantastic start. They also saw a Spirit Breaker for a moment.
Yeah, they don't see anyone else on the team. As soon as someone
see
Pango, the lane,
they see Pango. That's the kill. Chalice feeds Grims as he goes right up onto the high ground for vision. Gonna regret it. And now X-Nova on the run pops that bulldoze. Should be fine.
Yep. Ember Spirit slightly off the mark with the direction that he thought X-Nova would retreat, so he's forced to play a little bit further back. You don't want to waste too many of your remnants chasing X-Nova here.
The classic, I'm just going to check this high ground. Insert like solid state question mark or exclamation point noise.
I mean, I thought they'd be able to commit onto the Troll, but they didn't know where the rest of the heroes were. Maybe if they showed somebody in the top lane, they might try to grab Troll and stop his Aegis, but the Pango just looked like such an easier kill, so they went for that and could have just backed up afterwards.
It's a big part of the fight too. I mean, worst the one of the worst case scenarios there is they get Troll's Aegis and then they just get like zipped on, relocated, charged, and Pango's Rolling Thunder. Right? They have a lot of follow up to that reincarnation timer. So finding Pango ended up being probably just the safer play, like you were saying, and just value pickoff for sure. Yeah,
you ended up being correct, by the way. The Medusa does have a BKB queued up after she's not completing that Daedalus.
I like it. I think this game if you die on Medusa, this game might just be over.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Like she just wants to be able to survive in these fights, not have to deal with Rolling Thunder constantly stunning her. The disarms as well from Pango are super annoying. And Somnus has an Aghanim Scepter. So we now have the AoE Vortex, which is a super scary ability.
Yeah. In these team fights, pulling everyone together, make it easier for Spirit Breaker to get that multi-man stun off as he comes in or reinitiates into the fight. Pango will be able to get people with his Rolling Thunder. You'll be cleaving everyone down with the Troll Warlord as well. Before, they had no reason not to group up. Now the Storm Spirit is something to be very afraid of.
Speaking of the Troll, like you were talking about, he finished up the Abyssal and now has the MKB queued up. So it's going to be your evasion answer for this Medusa eventually. But still decently far off. This might end up just being like a farming Aegis because they it's a scary team to push into, Phoenix, right now.
Yep. Ember Spirit is able to leave you down from sitting on high ground. You can try and fight pretty... It's hard to like jump on the Bane underneath the tier 4 towers. Medusa's so good at standing in front of the rest of her team. Controlling the map is definitely the play here for RNG. This next Roshan is going to be very scary. It'll be number 3.
Yeah, whether or not that comes with a free Ags or a refresher, I mean, in my opinion, the Ags is always like the better of the option usually because a lot of people end up dying refresher, but...
I mean, the refresher was going to be pretty good on Storm Spirit. That double AoE pull is huge.
Yeah, well, it's also really good on Troll too, right? Like having double Battle Trance and double BKB and stuff like that.
Yep.
Ooh, there's the Ags and the Pango. So I was wondering if he was going to go for this build because you are against a Medusa. And it's really value against Medusa. It's also going to give him a lot more farming potential.
Yeah, Bloodthorn done on Storm Spirit. So, is your another answer to the evasion?
Yeah, it just feels like RNG picking up all the items that they need to try and close this game out. And like we said, a little bit of a farming Aegis as it does expire.
Good point. Again, now going for the Diffusal Blade on Pangolier. It took him 35 minutes to get here, but...
Oh, X-Nova bottom? No way. Okay, he gets him with another Sleight of Fist. I mean, the dude's fast. He's a fast space cow. Bottom lane, though, looks like they're going to try and punish this. They're going to look for LWW in the trees. They've got the dust, though. Easy pick off there for God King and Somnus. They do manage to get out on the Ember, though.
Yeah. The trade, I think, definitely worth it. Being able to trade the Spirit Breaker for that Bane is actually worth a decent chunk of gold. At 8,200 net worth. This does delay their push, but they're not too concerned about pushing at the moment on RNG. I think they definitely are waiting for this next Roshan, number 3, with the Refresher Shard or the Aghanim Scepter and the cheese.
That plus they're so close to that MKB, right? For the Troll. Like, that is a very big, important item for them. The BKB finished up on M77, now going for, like you said, the Daedalus. So, a lot more damage, especially once it gets to the level 25. That talent will be really strong.
Yeah. Because it might be too much to deal with. As this goes into the ultra late game, I did favor Phoenix, and it's very clear RNG, they're feeling a little bit of the pressure here with the Diffusal Blade being worked on in the Pangolier. They started to work on serious solutions from Medusa.
Shadow Realm will buy him a little bit of space. Silence onto the Troll. He's still got the BKB. Terrorize comes through as well, but can they actually kill him in time? There's going to be the BKB. Abyssal onto M77. He needs help. Stonegaze does come through, stunning up God King for the moment. The double buybacks as well as another Stonegaze stun. Can they actually kill the Troll? He needs help and fast. God King goes down 100 seconds without the buyback. X-Nova will be able to charge away. Chalice all alone inside the Exorcism. They take down 2. Oh boy, if this is a fast Roche, RNG might be in a really bad spot.
Yeah, they're definitely going to scout this one out. I'm not sure how much they'll be able to take on the map. The Roche is definitely like the best case scenario for them if it responds instantly, but that is very hopeful for the side of Phoenix. On the other hand, I mean, a 2-for-2 trade, you end up taking down 2 cores there for the side of 2 supports. Yes, you were forced to use 2 buybacks, but again, we're in that late game scenario now, the Medusa versus the Troll Warlord matchup. This is exactly what Phoenix wants. He's forced to stand his ground when he uses that Battle Trance against the Medusa, so he gets hit with that Stone Gaze twice. He's disabled for so long.
And look what Zone just found, a timeless relic on the Ember Spirit, which is one of the best ones that you can pick up. It is going to be a long respawn time here on Roche, so that does favor RNG quite a bit. But Phoenix should be able to grab maybe an objective here. They don't know that they're on, they don't have buyback. That's the big thing, right? If they push this tier 1 top and then like God King and Pango buy back into it, you could just get heavily punished.
Yeah, with Stone Gaze no chance, so they don't want to push any further forward than they're currently sitting.
That's your Daedalus for the Medusa.
Tier 4 neutral items, at the very least, is something they can grab as they're able to leave their base for a little bit. Trickster Cloak, Telescope picked up now.
Trickster Cloak, I'm sure, is going to go the way of the Death Prophet, right? Like, that is just, it makes her so much tankier, effectively.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she's got a Paladin Sword.
She grabbed it just now.
Did she? Okay. I was going to say, it makes her a lot more survivable, and right now, I feel like you have like this situation where you don't really know who to target on Phoenix, because you need to kill the Medusa, but it's such a difficult scenario because of Stone Gaze And then if you don't kill her, you have this Death Prophet's Exorcism just chewing through these heroes, as well as the Ember Spirit, who's just jumping target to target. So you were right. The late game scenario getting a little bit difficult here for RNG.
Yeah. And this Troll Warlord is going to have his work cut out for him. And we've had the 3 Yules previously. Now Death Prophet is working on the Heaven's Halberd. So Troll Warlord, when he's not stone gazed by the Medusa, is has one more thing he has to worry about being controlled up by.
Charge onto the Ember. He gets a Remnant out, but he just gets instantly deleted. So much damage coming through from these heroes. Now chasing after the Death Prophet, Shining forced to BKB. Does go for the Spirit Siphons. Might turn this around. He has an Exorcism. Terrorize being pump fake. There's going to be... It does connect onto God King. It's going to send him back. Curse Crown should connect as well. Stunning up the IO. M77 able to get him. The Ember Spirit goes in the Fiend Script. They've got him. God King dead once again. Chalice on the run now, but you can't outrun this Ember. Silence does connect. They get the kill, and Roche just respawned. Phoenix Gaming's going to scout it.
With the Exorcism too, they're going to take this one so fast, and still no buyback on either of these cores that went down. Xnova trying to stall for time, but there's no way he can do this by himself. That Cursed Crown was absolutely huge. The Dark Willow with the game-saving plays, it came out so fast.
Dude, I mean, Terrorize caught IO and a Troll, and the Cursed Crown pops perfectly. There it is, the Aegis, the Cheese, the Refresher going the way of Zone. 10 Remnants, double BKB now available for... Actually, he doesn't have BKB, does he, the Ember?
No.
Yeah, 10 Remnants and a lot of damage.
Yeah. 10 Remnants. He's got the Maelstrom only. He hasn't had the most farm now. He's going to go for that Lincoln Sphere, but they're realizing they would have bought back to prevent them from taking that Roche if they had it there. And Stone Gate's still available. They're just going to push down mid, and they've got 45 seconds to do this. 45 buy them a little bit of time, but the game is starting to look too difficult for RNG to be able to win. They're crumbling here.
Phoenix, I said, they rise from the ashes, and this game was kind of in the ashes for a while for them, but no buyback again on God King, just short on the money. Somnus as well needs to be careful. If he gets caught, this game becomes so difficult. M77, charge through from Xnova, just trying to, again, stall things out like you were saying, but you're going to try and take this tower in back. There's going to be the fortification. I think this is going to be the time to disengage here from Phoenix.
Waiting just until the tower would have backdoor protection after you pop that.
They're going to go for a smoke play, I think.
They're fighting into the Stone Gaze and the Aegis and the Cheese here. They don't have Exorcism. It's not like they used a ton of resources in that last fight. The thing that turned that around was the Cursed Crown off onto 3 and the fact that you lost the IO.
And right in, they find M77. Does he get the Stone Gaze off? Not in time. Nightmare to buy him a little bit of space. He's got the Aegis. Ember coming back in on the backside. You've got to keep this Medusa alive. Phoenix Gaming, they've got the tools potentially. She gets caught by the Battle Trance. M77 in trouble. Stone Gaze #1 will connect. He stuns up Xnova. They've caught God King again with the Fiend Script. They're falling so fast. They don't have the damage. Somnus goes in. Big Vortex onto 2. Finally takes her down, but Shining still very lively. Refresher pop there on Somnus. BKB #2. Shining going to force his zone, and now Ember able to disengage. TP out from the Death Prophet. God King with his 3rd or 4th death in a row.
Yeah, him going down there, but the Medusa just barely getting off that Stone Gaze before she ran out of mana. If she didn't get that, there was no way the Troll Warlord ends up melting there, and I think they just run them over and win the game. But now, because of God King's death after death here, this game becoming relatively even as far as XP goes, and net worth now down to a 10k advantage here, 42 minutes, it's starting to mean very little.
I mean, that and the fact that they are on a buyback disadvantage. They've just committed 2 from the IO and the Spirit Breaker in that fight to turn it around, and neither Somnus or God King have been holding it. And we see in this last fight, Somnus pops the Refresher just to try and find another kill. So, going back for the Bloodstone, it would seem.
Despite, getting disassembled the Kaya. There it is. Realizing the Somnus is realizing he's going to have to do some heavy lifting.
Yeah.
He goes, all right, Bloodstone online. I didn't think it would have to come to this, but here we are. 6 slotted now. God, he's going to end up being 7, 8 slotted as this game goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're still at 12,000 gold. You are still in a pretty commanding position here on the side of RNG, but them being... It's becoming so difficult for them to deal with the Medusa. And we see the double stone, the 2 stuns from Stone Gaze is just such a problem for the Troll Warlord.
And he can't look away. One of the weaknesses of the Troll here, and, half the reason why this Medusa is picked up in the draft.
I mean, they last picked the Troll, didn't they? I think they did, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they did.
So they felt confident enough to run it here into the Medusa. All right, Aeon Disc there for YP is quite useful. The Medusa saving a lot of money. Saving for next game is what I like to call it. 7,000 gold in the bank. I'm wondering, I mean, do you go for an Ags here? Do you go for the like cold-blooded shard? Like another mini Stone Gaze option here? Like what do you build at this point? On the Medusa? No, like the cold-blooded shard for Medusa. Is that...
Oh yeah, I'm surprised she doesn't have that right now, to be honest. That would help her quite a bit as she was running out of mana in these team fights. But there's not like a ton of like single target abilities that are dropping on her in the fights. But at the very least, if like that returns to Storm Spirit, he's got so much mana, you'll go back up to nearly full.
Well, does he? Since he has AOE Vortex now, you'll never hit Storm Spirit with it.
Yeah, you will. He's got Bloodthorn.
Oh yeah, Bloodthorn. You're right. Good call.
So he's going to be dropping that on Medusa. Like the entire reason of this Bloodthorn pickup, like upgrade, partially because he is running out of slots, and partially because this Medusa has so much evasion.
Right, Aeon Disc there for the Ember Spirit. I mean, they've all just got so much money in the bank here on the side of Phoenix. Making sure that they have buyback is quite important. The Ember Spirits, as we see, still on cooldown for another 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But once that timer comes through, surely he'll have it.
Starting it's a pretty late game period where focusing out with advantage means very little. Said is pushing out the waves by herself. BKB on her is pretty important. She's got to hold on to this as the game goes on. Otherwise, because the Aghanim Scepter on this Pangolier, he'll just be able to constantly disarm the
Oh my gosh, they're going to walk right into them. God King up onto the high ground. Got to be careful. They managed to find Zone on the backside, but Aeon Disc will connect and keep them alive. A lot of space coming through. It comes to Rolling Thunder as though Chalice able to do a lot of work, and they're chain stunning down the Medusa. There she goes, deleted from the game. Going to buy back. They also grab Zone as well. This is the Pango show, baby. Chalice doing so much work in this fight. Triple kill for Somnus thanks to the DD rune. And Phoenix may have just lost themselves the game fighting underneath that ward.
Death Prophet needs another 700 gold before she's able to buy back, but God King, you took that fight much more carefully than he had the previous ones. He wouldn't drop his ultimate until he saw the stone ball. Not while he was running at the Medusa. If it was going to retarget onto her, then he wasn't going to commit it until she was, stunned up and low enough for him to be able to bring down in that stun duration. And that's exactly what happened in that last fight.
I mean, you don't have Ember buyback for another minute, and the Death Prophet didn't save for buyback either.
No. Well, yeah, I think he was trying to save for buyback. I mean, he saved for buyback, but yeah, another minute. The Death Prophet was trying to save up that goal, but didn't end up having it. You lose 2 sets of racks here.
It's about to be 3. They're just going to go straight for Megas, and nothing to stop them. Phoenix, they were looking so good for a minute here, and now starting to struggle. In comes Chalice once again on the Pangolier. Going to go hero to hero here, roll up. To be able to push him away for the moment, but they gotta defend the barracks here. Can they even do it? The Abyssal Blade, she gets the BKB off for the moment. The Fiend Strip out. They manage to catch the IO in the Bramble. Felix is dead. Stone Gaze number 1 will connect. He pops out, he gets so much mana back on the Medusa. Nether Strike 2 would work. X Nova in trouble. They take down the Troll. He's got the buyback. He'll lose 1. Somnus, he needs to leave. He will TP. The Medusa holds against all odds here.
I gotta say, this is all YP. These Brambles coming out, every single team fight stopped them to be able to come in and catch the Troll. The Cursed Crown coming out in that team fight earlier. I mean, that is exactly what happened to the IO there. He tries to relocate out, tethers over to the IO, but the Brambles were in place. He predicted that IO's movement. It stops him from being able to get that relocate and save him. He's the saving grace to this game. Yes, Musa is doing a lot of damage in these team fights. The Stone Gazes are clutch, but it's all being set up here by the Dark Willow. YP is doing so much, man.
I was looking at this, I was like, he just bought back from Medusa. It's Divine Rapier time, and cues it up. Courier going to the secret shop as we speak. This is your Hail Mary. You're all in on this Medusa.
Get rid of those boots. You won't need them anymore.
You got a Leveler, you got BKB, you got a Divine Rapier, and Medusa. A lot of damage. And we can see, like, if she's able to attack heroes in these fights, she just melts the side of RNG, so it's really important that they don't allow them to get on top of this hero, and with 50 seconds left on the Spirit Breaker,
they can move slightly faster into the base here. They know this is going to be their only opportunity.
Shining goes in with the Exorcism. They do have Fortification. Chalice will grab. Do they actually have any way to stop him? Fiend's Grip is not available, but M77's just cleaving down the towers. He's just going straight for the tier 4s. They want to end the game.
14 seconds until you're back up on the Troll Warlord. He doesn't want to have to commit buyback here, but dude,
they're doing it.
A couple seconds.
Somnus, big initiation. Comes Chalice as well, but Medusa trying to stand her ground. Stunned up for the moment. Pops the BKB. They're going right through the backdoor protection. Great play by Sommus to cut the creeps, and now in some trouble. Big Vortex. In comes the Abyssal. That's gotta be it. They just take down the Medusa on the dieback. They hand that Divine Rapier on over to the Troll.
He's just melted here. This Troll Warlord does so much damage. And with Medusa down for 110 seconds, they might just call it here. The waves pushed into their base. That was all they had left.
I had to get the Divine actually over to Somnus, but you're right. I mean, it was such a sick play by the Storm. He saw this all-in push coming mid. He cut the next two waves, and then there was no way to stop them. Zone caught inside the base. X-Nova pops the BKB. He does have a Yule to try and buy himself a little bit of time, but Somnus will catch him with the Vortex perfectly timed. And Zone actually okay for the moment. Shot. Oh, what a reinitiation by Chalice. He predicts it perfectly. 4 heroes dead inside the base, and despite Phoenix's best efforts, RNG looking to close out game number 1 in this series. An incredible hold from them, as that's going to be 5 heroes on the deck. Somnus really standout performance once again.
Yeah, switched over that Bloodstone when he realized things were getting